Hello everyone, my name is Brian and welcome back to another Smite commentary. This time around I am Scylla in Assault, but I actually wanted to talk about something different today. This weekend I had a tournament with my brother. We both play badminton and we had a tournament. It's a tournament about 5 hours long, and all together you play like 3 hours of badminton, so that's really a lot and also very intensive. But very fun as well. This is the third time in a row we came to this tournament. The first time we did it, we weren't doing too great. Last year we ended up being 5th, and this year actually surprisingly we were 3rd. So that's really great. Definitely a very exciting last game. It all came down to a lot of teams being very competitive against each other and of the same level. It's very it's a lot of fun to have a lot of teams that are just different to play against but are all good in one way or another. So the one that ended up being first were some club members of ours. The only two teams of our team that joined were me and my brother and the team that ended up being first. They defeated us a second round already. You play one match against every single team, so we had 9 teams in total. But that was just very fun to play against, even though we probably knew we would lose against them because one of them was on a professional level, played nationally, so he is very good. His technique is insane. It's like something you say, whoa, did he just do that? Yes, he just did that. So that's just awesome to play with. I enjoyed it a lot. But we didn't win, only 10 points of difference, so it was 5 minutes just getting yourself warmed up and then 15 minutes of playtime, and in those 15 minutes you would just count the points. And when those 15 minutes are up, if you had the most points, you won 2 points for the victory. If you ended up even, you would have gotten 1 point, and if you lose, you get 0 points. So in the end, you just need to win as much as possible to make a good chance at winning the tournament. Which makes sense, of course. But we only lost with 10 points difference. I think it was about 38-48, so it was actually a very good game still. A lot of fun. But one game we had a rough time. A bit unfortunate we lost that one, but after that actually we were playing very well. We won every single one. Only the last game we needed to had against the team that was leading was leading with another team as well. So the two teams both have only lost once, but our club members lost from that team. So if we did not defeat them or made a draw, then our team members, our club members, would not have been first. So that's a pretty interesting one. In the end, in the beginning we were behind with 22-7. So with some time to go, of course, but that's a deficit of a lot. It's definitely to come back to it. But in the end, when only we had 22 seconds left to go, it was 32-34 for us. So that means that we had 2 points left to go to make even with them. And what happened was my brother was serving. I was able to immediately make a point. So it was 33-34. And after that, I said quickly, because we had only 10 seconds left, so he served. If you serve, you will end the you will end it up, and when you are finished, you will continue the last point you were serving. So it didn't even matter if he served. We made a and we actually made that last point. It was 34-34. We made it in draw, and by us making a draw, our club members were victorious. We were 3rd, otherwise we would have probably been 6th or 5th or 4th. maybe third, probably not, because the amount of points you made on the total tournament would be the deal breaker, and we weren't too great at that. So that was really one of the most exciting games I've had in a long time, and the best comeback I've had, I think, ever, actually. And it mattered a lot, but when we were playing that we didn't know that, so we just tried to win, of course. But to be able to win something like that, making us third, was just insane. Okay, well, I've talked about it. I just enjoyed it a lot. Definitely something. I hope I'll do a lot more. We are going to join it next year again. Definitely a very fun tournament. I like a lot. And he did as well. We were both playing very well. I really like to play with my brother. We have a good synergy, so that's just awesome. But now we really have hurting legs, because it was so was kind of exhausting, as well as asking a lot from our well, from our bodies. Even though we are quite young. I'm 21, he's 24, so. But alright, let's just hop right into the game. As you can see, I used my ultimate to prevent getting pulled by the Capri, because I knew he was going to go for me. I was able to deal some damage, but the Zeus ult guaranteed my death. At this point we're 2 and 7, not too great. I died twice already. My build was Obsidian Shard because we have 4 magical damage dealers, and I figured they would get more magical defense. They didn't elect to go as many defense items as I thought. I figured that Hell would get some magical defense, Capri as well as Chalk, so that would have been 3 magical defenses, so the Obsidian Shard would probably have been good at that point. They didn't go as many defenses as I thought, so wasn't as great, but the Pen Boots will help out a lot, and Obsidian will be good throughout the game. Also, Scylla is a bit of a slow character, so. Also, a little note, on level 8 you want to skip a point, so you can do an additional point in your 2 as well as your ultimate. That way you have the best power spike. With a passive you gain additional power when you max out an ability, so you always want to look for that if you can. But at this point we do need to be, well, we just need to be a bit tactical about this game. I mean, it's not like we've lost at all. We have Kali late game, we have Zeus, well they have Zeus as well, but Kali late game is very powerful, as well as Scylla, so that definitely gives us the edge. Although Capri is powerful as well. Hell probably has some issues with it. And as you can see, nice dodge actually from our Sobek. And that heal came out quick enough. Otherwise Hell would have died as well, but fortunately enough she was able to heal herself up in time. And as you can see, I am still able to pick her up. She was a bit greedy trying to heal with her 1 on a minion, and that way I was able to finish her off with my Crush. Very powerful ability. At this point, very strong. Bit unfortunate synergy. He pulled the Chalk away from my Crush, so I was not able to deal the damage from it. A bit rough, and I'm not sure what Shangha was trying. Well, she was trying to finish someone off, but got body blocked by the minions. Minions OP! Minions are so strong, dude. Yeah, so strong. And as you can see, another Crush. Picking up Chalk. Crush, not the most difficult ability to hit. Definitely, because it's such a big range. It's not as fast as it used to be, I think. I think it was... No, it was faster when it was close range. But they changed that. Probably for the better. Because when you... it used to be that when you throw it at your feet, it would detonate immediately. I'm glad they changed that, because that was just too easy. But at this point, 2 kills for me. 5 for us in total. We have some pressure on them now, so that's really great. Especially with the amount of damage we are able to do to them. If I die, I can get my second active. Probably going to be a sprint, maybe an Aegis, depends on how I feel like it. If the enemy has a lot of weakening curses, then definitely a sprint will help out a lot more. And can also chase them down, so it's a huge amount of damage. But the only real CC they have is the Capri pool and the... Well, they do have the Chalk silence as well, but I can avoid that pretty easily. But they don't have a lot of good CCs other than the Capri pool, in my opinion. And, well, that one isn't too difficult. As you can see, I can also use my ultimate to avoid getting silenced by the Chalk. And Capri not having his ultimate, we are able, well, I'm able to pick him up. And Zeus gets picked up as well. Nice! Good stuff, good stuff. So, at this point, what do you do when you're Scylla and you have no cooldowns? You spam auto attacks. If it's safe, of course. If it's not safe, then definitely don't do it. Quick enough with the dodge. The crush takes some time to detonate, so I was not able to pick that one up in time. And I pick up the Ur. So, if Kali gets a target, no, she gets assist. That's a bit unfortunate. If Kali got a target, then she would have gotten the full healing out of it. But, well, that was not the case. But with the change to a passive, it's definitely a lot in her favor. Because they changed the way Kali works. If she gets an assist on her target, she also gains somewhat healing. She gains 15% healing? I think it's 15% of her maximum health. There's definitely a lot of healing you can get. It's not as much as killing your target, but sometimes you just can't get your target, and by at least getting something when someone heals your target, or just well, aren't able to get it, then it's definitely great to get some healing for it. And it makes Kali a bit more viable. It's not like she wasn't viable, but she comes online pretty late. Especially in Conquest, it can be very difficult for her. And she went in very aggressive. Huge crush damage. Dang. Also very off the mark. They were quick enough to all evade my ultimate. They were grouped up pretty nice, but I wasn't able to deal the damage on it. A bit rough, but I think that we will be able to pick up Zeus. Yes, and with nice Aegis, well done on his part, and Capri ultimate as well. So they were able to, well, okay, he died in the end, but we did have to invest a lot into him. 2 ultimates were used and he didn't even die from that. We had to dive pretty far and Sobek paid the price for it, so pretty nice though. Nice engagement. Doesn't have her ultimate up, so she's not able to survive the Kali. But we are able to pick up 2 of them, and at this point just the Phoenix will stop us from doing a good amount of damage to the Titan. Do need to be a bit careful. I kind of want to get this Phoenix, so I'll just tank it a bit if necessary, and as you can see, I use my escape just to provide a better advantage point. And I honestly wanted to try and suicide on the Titan, but with Zeus there's no use. He will get the credit, so it's probably not worth it. And now I can try and deal some damage to them. And as you can see, auto attacks, trying to finish him. No, not able to finish him off. That's a bit unfortunate. Hell being there also makes things a lot more difficult. And let's go! Barely killing the shark. I have a lot of gold though, so I can just head back. That's no issue. Shanghai's like, what? What did you do, Scylla? I'm like, I had a lot of gold. I could finish off Chalk. I think it was worth it. I was a bit slowed, so probably would not have been able to get away anyway, so... Again, nice Capri ult. Saving the life of Zeus, but Kali going in deep. I think she was a bit too early on her ultimate, but that's okay. Okay! Chang'e being picked up with low health, a bit unfortunate. Nice arrow from the Ul though. At this point I'm a bit doubting what I want to get next. I don't have enough gold for any high damaging items. And since we are with 4 magicals, I like to go for the Pitagorum's piece. It can help you a lot when you're with a good amount of magical. And that's just for the sheer fact that it grants lifesteal and power for every single magical. And since we have 4, even grants me it. So still a good amount of power on it. Definitely something that can help out a lot. Also a bit of cooldown reduction. Not too much, but it might help. Cooldown can always help you out. Even if you think it can't, it can't. It can. Words. So, the siege has begun. We did get the Phoenix, so that will help out a lot. With the fire creeps coming in. They don't have the best wave clear. And as you can see, Crush, oh, actually barely getting the Chalk. with that Soul Reaver proc on my crush, killing him. Even though he's a bit tanky, he didn't expect that much of damage coming out because he didn't know I had the Soul Reaver online. Soul Reaver, again, very powerful against more tanky targets, especially the high health Guardians. It can help, but it's also great just to burst someone a little bit quicker. Also, the fun thing to note is when you kill someone with your ultimate, well, when you deal damage with your ultimate and a Soul Reaver ends up killing the target you are going for, it will still reset your ultimate as Scylla. So it's definitely a very good pickup on Scylla because it also helps you guarantee that kill on your ultimate better and the reset on your ultimate, so you can deal more damage with it. At this point, just going to crush someone over the wall. Beautiful group up on the enemy team, and I'm able to pick up Zeus and the ult. Nice, and dealing damage to the Capri. Not too much though, but that doesn't matter too much. We have been able to pick up every single one but the Capri, so this definitely is a win for us. And they actually surrender. Makes sense. They can't really defend. Capri is the only one there. We are with 5. We have our Sobek left as well and our healer. So not a whole lot he could have done. Definitely not a whole lot he could have done. Anyway, still fun game. And again, I liked the tournament I had with my brother a lot. I did it last Saturday, so it's quite recent as well. And I still have a bit of muscle ache from it. But as you can see, a lot of damage from the Scylla, and this was the build, so that's pretty nice. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, good luck, have fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one.